Welcome back to Betrayal Files. Today we dive into 3 raw, heartbreaking confessions that expose how quietly deception can grow. First, a romantic anniversary trip to Italy that turned into a nightmare when a single notification revealed a secret 2 years in the making. Then, a seemingly perfect engagement that crumbled after a hidden photo album exposed a double life. Finally, a story where a partner's hidden burner phone forced his own parents to confront the truth. Stay with us as we peel back each layer of betrayal. We stood on a Roman balcony, the city basking in a golden glow, when I slipped away to the bathroom. I left my husband's iPad on the nightstand, and a pop-up notification caught my eye, a message from a woman named Sarah. "I can't believe you're there with her right now. I miss you." My chest tightened, the sound of distant traffic faded, and the world seemed to tilt. In that instant, every laugh, every kiss from the last 10 years felt like a fabricated script, and I realized our dream vacation had turned into a crucible of truth. For a decade, we were the golden couple in our circle, always organized, always supportive, the pair everyone admired. Our story read like a fairy tale: anniversaries celebrated with candlelight, spontaneous road trips, quiet evenings cooking together. We talked about buying a house, growing old side by side, and I trusted him with my finances, my fears, my deepest insecurities. He never missed a parent-teacher conference, always held my hand in public, and his steady presence felt unshakable. That illusion of stability made the eventual betrayal feel like a blade cutting through steel. In the months leading up to the trip, his late nights at school stretched into weeks. His phone buzzed with unfamiliar names, and he began taking work retreats that never produced receipts. A lingering perfume on his collar that wasn't mine, a newly locked laptop, and his jokes dismissing my worries as paranoia, each tiny crack whispered that something was off. I tried to bring up my concerns, but he brushed them aside with humor, insisting I was imagining things. Those small inconsistencies piled up, yet I remained blind to the full picture until that fateful notification. Back in the United States, I couldn't home. I booked a hotel, sent him screenshots of the messages, and listened to his frantic pleas for forgiveness. He claimed it was just emotional, but the weight of his secret life felt tangible, like a stone in my chest. Within a week I filed for divorce, packed my belongings, and moved into a modest apartment where the silence finally felt honest. The house we built together now echoes with emptiness, but it also allows me to hear my own heartbeat again and begin rebuilding my life from the ground up. From a ruined wedding to a hidden photo album, the next betrayal will make you question every trusted friendship. 3 months before our wedding, I opened a shared cloud album on his laptop, expecting cute rehearsal photos. Instead, I found pictures of him and a coworker named Maya, laughing in foreign cities, holding hands, and a digital diary documenting a secret relationship that spanned 18 months. Captions like "future together" stared back at me, each line tearing at my chest. The room seemed to close in, and every plan I'd made for our big day felt like a cruel joke, exposing that the man I was about to marry had already built a parallel life. We'd been together for 4 years, and our families blended into a supportive unit. He was my rock, the one I trusted to pick out the wedding cake while I imagined our future kids. He called Maya his platonic soulmate, and I never imagined a friendship could feel like betrayal. We shared playlists, vacation ideas, and whispered promises. The engagement felt like the natural next step, and I believed his love was genuine. When the truth surfaced, it hit like an earthquake, shattering the foundation we'd spent years building together. He often mentioned late-night meetings with Maya, describing them as project brainstorming sessions. Texts arrived at odd hours, and he'd laugh silently before locking his phone. On holidays, he disappeared for hours, claiming he was catching up on work. He never introduced her to my family, yet his stories grew more detailed, and his excitement about her life increased. When I voiced unease, he dismissed me as overreacting. Those small inconsistencies formed a wall of doubt that I was too scared to climb, until the hidden album forced the truth into the open. I canceled the venue, the catering, and the entire wedding in a single trembling afternoon. I blocked him on every platform, erased his number, and leaned heavily on friends for support. My families were stunned, but I refused to let their denial silence my truth. Months later, I'm attending therapy, focusing on personal growth, and have started a blog to help others spot hidden red flags. My heart still aches, yet each day I reclaim a piece of the confidence he tried to steal, turning pain into purpose. The final confession comes from a partner who chose to reveal his double life to his own parents, igniting a firestorm of family drama. I discovered a hidden burner phone in his car, its screen glowing with messages to an ex-girlfriend he swore he'd cut off years ago. The texts weren't friendly, they plotted secret trips, mocked my attempts to understand our marriage, and detailed intimate moments he shared with her. In a surge of anger, I forwarded the screenshots to his parents, watching their faces shift from pride to shock. His world imploded as he accused me of destroying his family, while for the first time I finally felt heard and validated. We'd lived together for 6 years, his strict religious family adored him, and I thought I'd finally been accepted. He was the charming son who helped with church events, the man who promised forever. Our daily routine felt safe, shared meals, Sunday services, quiet evenings. I believed his vows, even when friends whispered about his wild past. The stability of his family's love made his betrayal feel like a personal invasion, tearing apart the sanctuary I'd built inside his world and leaving me questioning everything I'd known. He began receiving calls at midnight, always stepping outside to answer. The burner phone was new, and I noticed a faint scent of her perfume on his jacket. He started defending his ex in arguments, quoting inside jokes only she would understand. When I asked about his late-night projects, he brushed it off as work. The more I pressed, the tighter his grip on denial became, until I finally found the hidden device, confirming my worst fears were true and exposing the double life he'd been leading. After the fallout, his parents confronted him and his world cracked open. I left the house, moved into a friend's spare room, and filed for separation. The community that once praised us now whispered, but I chose silence over shame. Today, I'm rebuilding my identity outside his shadow, focusing on my career and personal growth. The pain remains, yet every sunrise reminds me that I reclaimed my truth, and no one else can dictate my worth or my future. Betrayal cuts deep, but each story shows that the courage to confront the truth can spark a new beginning. Which of these tales resonated most with you? Share your thoughts in the comments, and remember, you're never alone in this journey. Together we can turn heartache into strength.